Hey guys, it's Cassie.
It's Richie.
And we're engaged!
We're engaged
together! What? Oh my gosh. I feel like a lot of people maybe expected that we would be.
Yeah, we're in the same season.
We're in the same season and it's great. We get to experience this together. So crazy. A lot has happened. This is our update video. We're engaged and we're gonna talk all about it.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Also, if you guys want to come up with like a name for this series, comment below and then we'll probably like include it in the title once we figure it out. We were thinking like ToThe9s, to the aisle, or to the altar.
To the altar, or down the aisle.
Down the aisle, ToThe9s, down the aisle, hashtag, something like that. If you can come up with something, comment it down below.
So Cassie asked you guys to ask us questions about our engagement,
marriage, etc.
How long did you know your fiancé? How long have you been dating? And how did you know you were ready to get married?
It's kind of 3 questions in one.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, Cass.
It kind of like all connects together.
Right.
So Richie can start.
Okay.
By the way, let's share when we got engaged. So I got engaged a month ago, September 25, or less than a month. And then Richie got engaged.
I got engaged June 27th. So like 4 months.
So beginning of summer, end of summer.
Yeah. So how I knew Kyle, her cousin, is when I moved here from Saipan. I was introduced to the church and all of that stuff. And obviously they were all there. Cassie was there. They were basically one of my closest friends when I moved here, which is why I kind of like adapted to everything really quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was one of my really, really good friends. He was like a brother to me. So we just did everything together.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, my fiance Paul, he's also in the mix of like, we've all grown up together.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I did not expect us to date within the people we already knew.
Yeah.
But then it just so happened that we fell in love with guys that we've known our whole lives.
Yeah, that's how it is.
And that's how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Wow. How long have you been dating?
Yeah. So, okay, so I've known Paul since I was 7 or 6. So like almost 17 years. Like we said, we've known each other for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then Richie and Kyle since you were like 13, right?
Since
when you moved here.
Yeah.
So me, Paul, and Kyle knew each other, and Paul knew Richie because they're both from Saipan. So it's all like
intertwined.
Yeah. So Paul and I have been dating for a little bit over 2 years. And then we knew that we wanted to get married like literally the minute we started dating. Like he was very much so intentional from the beginning, similar to like Richie and Kyle. Like we believe as Christians that we want to date with the intention of getting married.
Yeah.
Like sure you can like, you know, go on a couple of dates and like see where things are. But I think with both of our relationships, we really just knew that it was time and it was right. And from the get-go, we just made it very intentional. So like, I'm pretty sure Paul said that he loved me a month after we started dating. Because we've known each other for so long too.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to build up like a friendship or like, we already had a lot of history. So we didn't have to like catch each other up to speed.
So we've been dating for like 3-ish years. Yeah. Literally, I knew, like what she said, I knew like when we spoke to our parents and to his dad, like before we even started dating, when we knew we liked each other, we were like, yeah, literally, I'm gonna marry him. His dad was actually like telling us like, oh, you know, you gotta look for deal breakers and all that stuff. And like what she said, like, I feel like I know Kyle so well that even like the smallest thing that he does that maybe I don't like, it's not a deal breaker for me because I accept everything that he is.
Yeah. Same with me. Same situation.
Like we just knew, like it was like, this is the man I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah. I have, you know, gone on dates with like people or like, you know, had emotional connections with other people, but Paul was really the only person that felt like home. And it also, obviously, we've known each other for so long, but I think it's like that feeling like you're my home. How did he propose? Were you surprised? I'll go with Richie first.
So he proposed at one of the parties that we set up for our leaders, actually. So because COVID happened throughout 2020, usually for our leaders in church, we always plan a get-together for Christmas. But during December, everything was shut down, like nothing was open. We weren't able to meet, even go to each other's places. So we had to do Christmas in the summer.
Which also happened to be one of the hottest days of the year.
Literally the hottest days. The heat wave was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, we did it in like June. And so my mind was like set on that. Like, I was like, we're having a leaders thing. Like, I'm so excited. And then on top of that, pastor texted everyone during church. This was a Sunday. He was saying like, hey guys, like
on top of the leaders party.
Yeah.
You're going to have like a despedida.
Despedida, which is like a going away for Kyle because it's one of his first big trips, going to like Atlanta for like Not Clyde, which is his rapper name.
Alias. Yeah.
So that was in my head. I was like, okay guys, we cannot tell Kyle this is his like despedida, because pastor likes doing that. He likes doing surprises for Kyle.
You all three of you guys.
Yeah, we just love surprises so much. It just makes things so much more spicier.
Oh god.
People were like, you know, going to the park. It was at the park. And like his cousins were like wrecking it. His cousins were literally like, hey, like, sorry you were late. We missed your surprise. And so Kyle
was getting frustrated.
I was so annoyed. I was like, guys, please, like, if there's one more of you that wrecks this,
yeah,
because I'm trying to clean it up. I'm like, no, there's no surprise. Like, it's just whatever, right? And here's Dizzy. Hi,
he wants
Dizzy.
to be a part of it.
He knows we're filming.
He really
does.
knows. Okay.
Anyways,
continue.
so yeah, long story short, my mind was set on that surprise. And so he proposed like after we did a prayer, because that's what we usually do. It's like everything just kind of flowed.
Yeah.
And then the moment I knew he was going to propose was when my dad snuck up behind me. Like, he really snuck up behind me and held me, and I started shaking.
Yeah.
I started shaking, and I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And he just, like, prayed.
I was crying
like,
at this point.
Yeah. Your sniffles, yeah. I don't know, it just happened, and then when I looked back, he was there.
If you want to see the whole thing unfold, we did post about it in a vlog, and also it's on Richie's IGTV. So watch that. I'm literally crying, shaking, sniffling throughout, because I think one of the key things that you forgot to mention was that Kyle told nobody. He would never even mention like getting engaged to Richie. Obviously, they knew they were going to get married, but I'm pretty sure he told you that he wanted to finish his bachelor's first.
Yeah, so that's what he kept saying, because I would want to talk about our engagement, right? Yeah. But he'd always kind of like brush it off, like he didn't want to talk about it, because he's like, you already know, like, I'm going to try to finish my bachelor's, because he already graduated. So that's why I was like, it's not going to happen in like the next year. Yeah. You know, so I'm just like, okay, I'm frustrated, like low key, but I understand. Yeah. Right? So that's why I didn't expect it on that day. Yeah. At all. So I was super shocked.
Yeah, and on my side, because I also didn't expect it, it was just a picnic to me. I didn't think much of it, and I was not even gonna I was gonna follow. I was gonna go later, because at this point, like, nobody knows. The only people that knew were Kyle's family, grandma, and like immediate family, and my grandma. But I didn't know that my grandma actually spilled the beans to my dad about the ring. And then, so my dad was at home. He was like telling me to go, and I'm like so tired. Like, it's after church, right? And I was like singing for the worship team. I'm usually really tired at this point. And he's like, you're gonna miss the surprise. I'm like, surprise. I really like fought off like going until he was like, Kyle's gonna propose to Richie. And I'm like, you're kidding. What? Where did this come from? And in my like mind, like, I was kind of mad, because I'm like, why didn't Kyle tell me?
Yeah, he didn't
like,
tell
I was
anybody.
Sad. I was like, he didn't tell me.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like flustered a little bit, but I'm like, okay, I need to bring my camera just in case. Like, I don't know, maybe my dad's trolling. You know what I mean? So I was like, it was hot, right? So I was in like a swimsuit and shorts. And then, so I go to the park, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then I see Richie's mom. And then I look at her, I'm like, are you ready for the surprise? And then she was like, oh yeah, Kyle's surprise, right? And then so like, I was trying to like see if like someone would like spill the beans to me, so that I would like be prepared. Right. But I just had my camera on hand anyways. So when Kyle finally like while Richie was like, while they're praying, Richie's like closing her eyes. Surprisingly, she didn't turn around or look around. She was just closing her eyes.
No, okay, there was a point where I opened my eyes because my dad paused really long.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he didn't even say amen. So I was like, what the heck is happening? I look up, everyone's phone was on me. I'm like, wow, guys.
Because Kyle was in the back changing into his suit on the hottest day of the year. His mom was like had balloons. Richie's mom had balloons. Her dad was praying. Robbie was there too, your brother. And they were like spelling "marry me" with like, I think a feather boa or something like that. So like surreal. Because it was like, oh my gosh, like this is actually happening. And I looked at Kyle and I gave him a wink, and then he was like, he looked so nervous and he was smiled at me. And then so I was just like holding the camera, trying to keep it like together.
So clutch. No footage would happen, like be taken.
Yeah. That's why I was upset that Kyle didn't tell me, because I'm like, I could have hired someone. I could have like gotten a photographer. I could have, like done like X, Y, and Z. But I think it worked out, honestly, the way it did. Like, like
I love the video.
Yeah, everyone was surprised.
I love the sniffles.
The sniffles. I think it just like made the whole thing so special that like really nobody knew.
Yeah. However, I was sad though that Claire and Jen weren't there.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish they were there. But anyways, it was still perfect.
Yeah, Kyle forgot that element.
He just literally didn't want to tell anybody. Yeah.
I know. He's very like committed to the surprise.
Yeah, for sure.
What else?
Your turn.
Okay, my turn. So I was also surprised, and I was surprised that I was surprised, because so Paul and I, we already knew that we wanted to get married in 2022. We've talked about it like several times, that we wanted to get married summer 2022. So I was just honestly waiting for him to propose. Oh, and also a key factor is that we knew we were gonna like start thinking about proposals and marriage after we graduated, and we both graduated at the same time-ish this year. So I was just like, okay, I'm graduated, now I wait. Now I wait for him to propose. And it's funny, like every time at least you didn't have this, like the not anxiety, but like the anticipation.
The waiting for when.
Because like every time like we go somewhere and I know family's coming or I need to get ready, I have to ask him, like, because we're going to the lake, like Cultus Lake, I'm like, can I just be like scrubbed? Like, do I have to wear makeup?
Oh my
blah, blah,
God.
blah. I'm like, please don't propose here, because I don't want to wear makeup that day because it's hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot to mention your nails.
Oh.
Because my friend was like, Cass, get your nails done. I'm like, dude, I'm a ceramicist. I can't get my Claire. It's just like, because we all knew he was going to propose. So we just didn't know when.
Oh.
But I never got my nails done. I only did for New York, but afterwards I didn't, because I do ceramics.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense too.
I teach ceramics sometimes, so like I can't really like do
So
much.
her mom actually messaged me the day before. She's like, Richie, do you have any plans of getting your nails done with Cassie? Like, I hope she looks good. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, Tita, no. Absolutely not. She will get the clue.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm like, oh, Cass, let's get her nails done, it's like very unusual for her to actually get her nails done. So,
and honestly, I didn't really care like if my nails were done or not. You actually got your nails done before you got.
Yes.
But it worked out because you didn't talk about the engagement prior. Like you weren't expecting a proposal.
No, I wasn't. My mom was like 2 months before, she was like, oh, Ate, I like your nails, like I want to get mine done too.
Yeah.
So when she asked me like 2 months after, I'm like, I want to treat my mom. When we got there, she actually didn't get her nails done because of the smell.
Yeah,
it was
fumes.
Very strong.
Fair.
And I was like, oh my gosh, Mom. So I was really sad that I actually did her nails myself. I bought fake nails to do it for her. I wanted her to experience that, for her to feel good and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie though, girls, like we play like scenarios in our head. So I'm like, what if Pat's gonna propose to me? Yes. I do it every time. Yeah. But I know though, like that it's not gonna happen in a year or so. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
But it's always in your head.
It's always in my head.
That's exactly what happened to me. Like every time. So there was this one day where I really was convinced that he was gonna propose, because people started acting weird around me. Like, I don't know.
Is
like
it your anniversary?
It was, yeah, our anniversary. The day before, like, people started acting weird. Paul started acting weird.
Who's people? Your family?
Like, no, like, I was at WeWork, and, like, you guys were having a leaders meeting. People were really, like, coming up to me saying hi and stuff like that.
Whoa,
I
is that
like,
weird?
I feel like they just, like, went out of their way, and then, I don't know. I was just overthinking it, right?
Okay.
And the thing... Come here, Boop. The thing with me is, like, I actually had a dress in mind that I wanted to get proposed to, so I wore the dress on our anniversary. I was like, but I also had my period. There's, like, things leading up, like, we went to, like, this museum, and maybe he's gonna propose there, maybe he's gonna propose here, like, in Deep Cove, like, where we're having dinner, blah, 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 but it never happened. But I never, like, told him that day that I was expecting a proposal.
Of course, yeah.
But it was in the back of my mind. I'm like, man, I wore this dress, blah, blah, blah. But then, the day of, I did not expect it at all, because he always told me he was going to propose during the summer. This is literally a podcast. Maybe we won't even edit it.
Yeah.
He literally told me he was going to propose in the summer, right? So I was like waiting, and then all of a sudden, like, it didn't happen on our anniversary, September 1st. Like, summer was over. I'm like,
time is ticking.
Time is ticking. So I just kind of didn't think about it anymore.
Right.
So the excuse and how he set up the surprise was, we had... Like, Richie was in Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. And it was our friend Jenica's birthday. So we never got to celebrate us four, like me, Jen, Claire, Richie.
Yeah.
So Jenica was like, hey, let's have dinner on Saturday, and, like, let's do an activity, blah, blah, blah. Initially, I was like, yeah, let's go to a spa. But, like, honestly, if we went to a spa, I would have not had the motivation to get ready after.
Wear makeup.
So I was trying to figure out what we could do, and then I realized I was teaching that day. Like, the owner of the ceramic shop, which is Studio Fundamentals, told me that I was teaching on Saturday, and she forgot to mention it. So I'm like, okay, what can we do? Why don't they just come in and, like, paint ceramics?
Yeah, she was trying to plan the day like a type A.
Yeah.
Because it's Jen's birthday, right?
Yeah. Because Jen usually plans it because she's more type A. So I actually asked the studio owner if they could come in and, like, paint ceramics. So that was my plan. So after my class, they came in, and it was fun. Like, they were painting and stuff like that. Although Claire was like, I'm, like, shaking. I don't know what to paint, blah, blah, blah. But she was actually nervous because of the proposal, and I didn't catch on to that. And then so we ate dinner, and then I was really planning on, like, yeah, let's go to, like, a speakeasy after, get charcuterie board, or, like, let's go to get ice cream. Richie wanted coffee, but they were really stalling. And then Jenica suggests that we go see our friend Ariana, who's our manager, because she was in downtown as well at her cousin's apartment complex. Yeah. And they wanted to visit, because it's not like an unusual thing. Like, we visit each other's apartments and whatnot. Jen said it's a nice view. So I'm like, oh, I want to see this view. I want to see the apartment. I want to see how it looks like. Both of us are really, like, nosy like that. We love seeing how, like, people decorate and whatnot. Yeah. So then we meet up with Ariana, and then we go up the elevator, still not thinking much of it. I just wanted to see the view. So we go upstairs to the very top, 30th floor, I believe, something like that. Yeah. So there's 2 levels to the top floor, the first terrace and then the second terrace. So I go out into the patio, whatever, to the first terrace, and I want to take a photo. But Ariana's like, oh, there's a better view upstairs. And I'm like, okay, let's take another photo of a better view upstairs. So I go up the stairs, and then I see a violinist. I'm like, wow, this is bougie. Okay, Vancouver, like, new apartment complex. And then the one thing that, like, clicked for me, that it was a proposal. Also, this was like 7 o'clock. It was really dark. Mm-hmm. I saw from across the terrace one of Paul's best friends, like, fiddling with something, and he doesn't really go to downtown that often. No, he doesn't. So the fact that he was there, it was like
an important event.
Oh my gosh, it's happening. And I was shaking because I was so caught off guard, because I thought we were just going to see a view, right? Turns out it was more than a view. And then I turn around, and there's this, like, common, like, area, I guess, like a clubhouse with a bunch of windows, and I see my entire family, our friends, and my dog, like, looking, like, with their phones, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's a violinist, and then there was these lights and a smoke machine, and then I turn around, and Paul's, like, at the very end of the terrace. It's huge. And he walks over, And then he goes up on this platform.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, a platform. And then I go up on the platform too. And I literally like was shaking. The first thing I did was hug him because I was like, oh my gosh, how did you do this? I was just so overwhelmed that entire night. Richie knows I was like crying.
Oh, a lot.
Bawling. Like people are like, stop crying for the photo. I'm like, I can't. Like it's so emotional. So then he proposed and it was a great night. And then after, Paul and I just like went to a lounge and like listened to music, had our own time by ourselves.
Yeah.
It was great, honestly. I think I'm gonna be, by the time this video is up, hopefully I'll have the video on my Instagram so you can check it out. But yeah, that was an insane night. I was surprised that I was surprised. And also, I didn't wear the dress. Like, if I knew that I was gonna be proposed to, I would have worn the dress that I wanted to get proposed to with.
Right.
But also, I didn't think Paul was gonna propose at nighttime. For some reason, I always thought like proposals happen during the day in my mind, but it was nighttime, and I was wearing a black suit, and I think it looked really good in like photos or like the setting because it's more like a nighttime proposal.
Yeah,
outfit.
it was cold,
so it worked out.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't raining though. People were
yeah,
scared
no, that was
rain.
the last sunny day. I feel like for that week.
Yeah,
it was really sunny that day.
Anyways, that was the most long-winded answer to one of the questions. What is the story behind your engagement ring? So Richie, you want to show it real quick?
So mine is very special. First of all, my dream ring was definitely just a big round like diamond. Like that was my dream ring. I don't know if he knew that. Did you show him a ring?
I told him.
So this ring is actually very special because it's Kyle's grandma's ring, their grandma. And it's just been, I guess, passed down.
I think it passed down from my grandpa's mom.
Oh.
Something like that. I don't really know.
I didn't know how far back it went.
Someone can fact check. Anyways, grandma actually offered that diamond to me. But at the moment I looked at it, I'm like, that's for Richie. Give it to Kyle. Because so I knew for a fact that Richie wanted like a round 1 carat silver ring.
Right.
And then it just makes more sense because she has a part of my family.
Yeah, it's so
at
special.
all times.
It's like grandma's ring.
But it's funny because we really want to be budget friendly in like every little detail of our wedding, like as much as possible.
Yeah.
So Richie was actually willing to let Kyle propose with her mom's engagement ring. Yeah. And she was telling me as we were driving downtown or something like that. In my mind, I'm like, he already has a diamond. He has the one you want. But she didn't know.
Yeah, because my mom like was offering her ring, which is so she just like, she actually offered Kyle the ring during the, what's it called? Like Kyle was asking for permission or whatever.
Oh, yes.
And so Kyle actually chose this ring. Yeah. But it's very special because, I don't know, it's his grandma's. It's like, so like.
I'm surprised that he didn't lose it. She gave it to him the minute she landed from like the Philippines. So this was a long time ago.
This was 2 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
It was so small. It was like in a tissue.
He only had the stone too.
Yeah, he only had the stone.
In a tissue?
That's what I remember in my brain. Because my grandma gave it to Kyle. Like it was like wrapped up in like a tissue or something like that. It was an earring, right? I think it was an earring. It was an earring.
I have no idea.
I totally forgot about that. Yes, it was an earring. Okay, my dad is fact checking that it was in fact an earring.
It was an earring? Oh gosh. So he got the setting done. He actually proposed to me with like a really big size because he was scared like it wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd rather have it really big than like too tiny.
Yes.
But I'm like a 4.5, so that was way too big. He gave me a 6.
I know.
Whoa. So I couldn't really wear it like the first 2 days, and then we just got it resized really quick. So yeah.
And it's perfect. It matches all your silver jewelry. I love it. And it sparkles. It's a really sparkly ring. Like
sparkly, darkly.
So Paul already knew. I sent him screenshots.
Oh, gosh.
I just really love...
That's a Cassie move.
It's a Cassie move. And also because we were talking about it already, right? I really love, like, the marquee cut. It kind of looks like a football.
Yep.
Really, really love it. I think it's super unique. And so I would just send Paul screenshots, and then sometimes he would like ask me like, okay, I can't do 4-prong, can 6-prong work, whatever. And then he's like, okay, 6 is fine. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about it now. Like it would always be like that kind of a conversation. He actually was planning on getting the ring back in April. Like, he was in communications with People's Jewelers, and if you guys didn't know, I actually have been partnering with People's for quite some time, I think throughout the year, on a bunch of Instagram posts. And they're honestly the best, like such an easy brand to work with. Love their jewelry. So I didn't know that, like, behind my back, he was actually talking with People's
and Ariana.
With Ariana, obviously my manager, on getting me like a custom ring, like the ring that I want. So when I saw it out of the box, I'm like, whoa, this is a ring. He actually got it. And it's like so perfect. It is a really thin, like, gold band. The prongs are silver, which is interesting. I think they did it because it kind of like blends in with like the shape of the ring, and it looks more seamless. But yeah, shout out to Paul for getting me such a dope ring, and shout out to Peoples for custom making it for me. I forgot to mention, so the reason why he proposed so late in the summer was because the ring was stuck in customs. He initially wanted to propose like maybe like closer to after I graduated, which is like July or something, early July. Right. But honestly, I think it worked out because I feel like our proposals would have been too close. Yeah, it would have been one after the other. Whereas there was like a nice break. Next question, when do you plan on getting married? So like I said, we've been planning on getting married in the summer of 2022. So hopefully June-ish.
Before Ariana gets married.
Before my manager gets married, because she's getting married in Italy.
It's a destination wedding.
It's a destination wedding, so both of us want to be married before that. Anyways, what about you, Rich?
So I was set on April 14th. Yeah. Like, that's our 4th year anniversary, and I didn't want to, like, compromise that. Even for the venue, like, I really had to set my heart on that.
And then the last question is, what is your wedding motive?
So if you guys don't know what a motif is, apparently it's for the Filipinos only.
Or like,
I feel, because I mean, like, I've asked my friends and they don't know what it is. Oh, okay. Anyways, so a motif is basically your theme for the wedding.
Someone asked aesthetic.
Right, okay, there you go. Yeah. Aesthetic. So I really wanted, like, the motif to be just beige. So it's gonna be in, like, a banquet-ish style with, like, really big windows. That's what really sold it for me. And I really do want to emulate, like, a greenery, like a greenhouse vibe, but, like, it's more, what is it called? It's more fancy. Yeah. But I'm gonna be borrowing all my friends, like, green plants and stuff like that, just to kind of make it feel like it's a forest. Yeah.
I think for both of us, we're planning on getting married in the same venue as the reception, right? Because usually some people do like a church first.
Yeah. So it's all gonna happen in one place, like ceremony and reception.
Someone also asked if we're having like planning on having any like Filipino traditions in our wedding, and honestly, I don't really know of that many. Except for like the rope thingy.
I think we're gonna do it because it's like
but I don't know anything else other than apparel, which Paul and our groomsmen are actually planning on wearing barongs. Which is gonna be cool. You can just Google that. It's a vibe. It's like a Filipino traditional garment that you wear at weddings. So yeah, your aesthetic is like beige, plants. That'd be really nice together.
Lots of plants and lots of baby's breaths. Yeah. Like, I just want to keep it simple. I know I don't want to spend a lot on like florals and stuff, because I know that can really add up. But I think like baby's breaths would be like,
that's cute.
The pop of white.
Yeah. Would you do like dried florals, like pampas and stuff?
No, I want to stray away from that because then
it's been done.
A lot. It's been done already.
True. So for my wedding motif or aesthetic, I haven't booked a venue yet. Richie has. I literally just got engaged. But I really want to get married like in the city, just kind of like bustling, and like kind of like more of an industrial, non-traditional, typical wedding venue. Hopefully, I still don't really know. I know a lot of people are gonna get married in 2022, so I'm like crossing my fingers that venues are available on the date that I want, but. Yeah, so I think for the most part, I want my colors to be like a sagey, muted green, and then maybe a little bit of evergreen accents. A lot of greenery as well, but I think floral wise, like maybe white floral, like flowers, and then obviously the barongs.
The barongs.
Honestly, Paul has more ideas for like the wedding vibe and aesthetic. He has more.
Do you guys have
ideas.
a mood board and stuff?
No, but it's all in his head. So he honestly has a lot of ideas. So I'm just gonna go off of those.
Wow.
Because he's very like.
Usually the girls are the one who's like, I want this.
Yeah, true. I think like throughout the years, like Richie and I have been to so many events, and for me, it's more like the vibe of everything rather than like the details.
Yeah.
I used to think like I would be like, oh, so nitty gritty about like every single detail about the wedding, which is fine because it's like your day, right? You're allowed to like be specific about everything. But I think my mindset has changed. I am more so looking forward to living with my husband. Obviously, we want to have fun and it's going to be a great day, but I'm just going to go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. Hopefully we can... I honestly want like a food truck.
Yeah.
Like tacos or something.
That'd be cute.
But I don't know, my mom's the one that's more like, you need to make it elegant.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's it. It's a long video.
It's a long video, but they haven't heard from us
in a while.
In terms of updates in a while.
Yeah.
So.
We actually, 2 days ago, we had our engagement party thrown by our family. When they're thinking was a regular Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
But then they made like a head table.
Yeah, I was like, what? I didn't think
my aunt decorated the whole thing. It was so sweet. And then they gathered around, we were eating.
They gave us advice.
Yeah, it was so special.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I think someone also asked like if we're planning on doing things together in terms of like events and stuff like that. And I think that's probably the only one that we would do together.
That, yeah,
right?
yeah.
That our engagement.
Yeah.
Because like obviously me and Kyle have the same relatives because we're cousins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just made sense that we did like a engagement party with our family.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited.
I want to talk more about it.
What?
Like more questions.
Like
you
what?
know?
Okay, give me more information.
No, but it's like it's just fun talking about it, you know?
I'm so excited.
I'm excited for this wedding series.
Yeah. Oh, I finally got all of that out of our chest. After this video, the first wedding installment will be Richie at the bridal store.
Yes, finding my dress.
Finding her dress.
It took me 2 hours, you guys.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It's a really pretty dress. I saw it. You guys will see it. And yeah, I guess that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be on the lookout for all our wedding content, which you can find also on Instagram at Cassie Masinkai.
At Richie Pamantuan.
Oh, why did I do that? I haven't done YouTube in a while. And at We Are ToThe9s. Don't forget to
hashtag We Are ToThe9s to be featured.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.